As I promised, I'm going to introduce great TV shows that you can use to learn Korean and have fun at the same time. A lot of you are using TV shows to improve your pronunciation, listening skills, vocabulary, and even fluency. But the problem is that it's difficult to find the right one because you have to find something that is at your level and also something that has educational values. But most importantly, you should like it. So today I've got 20 recommendations from beginners to advanced level. Actually, it was very hard for me to choose these 20 programs. So if you have any other recommendations for Korean learners, please leave them in the comment section below. Right, let's start with the beginners. For beginners, I recommend children's TV shows. Many children's TV shows might put you off because of very simple storylines and a baby voice. But I've got 3 excellent programs for you. The first one is Peppa Pig. I'm sure you have seen it. It's about a piglet with a family and friends. So if you've already watched it in English or in your first language, why not try it in Korean? All the characters speak clearly with basic vocabulary and very simple sentences. There is the official YouTube channel for Peppa Pig. Just type 꿀꿀 페파는 즐거워 on YouTube. If you want something a bit more challenging, then I recommend 브레드 이발소. It's about a town where all different foods are living. The stories revolve around the very talented barber, Master Bread. All the characters are really cute and the stories are funny and actually it's popular among grown-up Korean people. They speak quite natural Korean with a mixture of basic and complex vocabulary and expressions. Personally, I like 브레드와 윌크의 세계 여행. It provides educational information, especially about the history of countries they visit. Another cartoon that I recommend is 안녕 자두야. It's about everyday life of a little funny girl named 자두 and her family and friends. All the stories are happening in an actual area in Seoul in 1970s and 80s. They speak really natural Korean with good pronunciation, but with relatively complex vocabulary and expressions that normal native Korean people use. You can find his YouTube channel, Hello Jadu TV. Right, let's move on to upper beginners. If you've already learned a wider range of vocabulary and grammar, then it's time to see how real conversation is like. So my next recommendation is 선다방 and 내 친구 소개팅. Both are reality dating TV shows. 선 means a blind date for marriage, and 소개팅 means a more casual blind date. They show how native Korean people interact each other, which include a lot of small talk. The people who are on the show speak clearly and relatively slowly. And another good thing is that you can get to hear different accents because people are from different parts of Korea. And subtitles and keywords are often on the screen, which will help you to understand better. Another TV show that I want to recommend is 신상출 씨 편스토랑, also known as 편스토랑. 편 comes from a word 편하게, comfortably. 스토랑 comes from a word restaurant. It's a sort of a cooking competition. Celebrities show and create their own recipes, and the judges select the best one, which will be sold at franchised convenience stores as ready meals. The people who are on the show speak with a bit complicated vocabulary related to food and cooking, and slangs as well. And you will get to learn how to cook some of the most delicious food. And again, subtitles and keywords are often on the screen. If you want something a little bit more challenging, then you should try 세계 테마 기행. 기행 means a diary or journal about what you see, hear, feel, and experience during a trip. So it's a travel documentary which gives a backpacking vibe. It has covered more than 140 countries so far. Each episode is introduced by different people who are actually traveling those countries. There is quite a bit of information which is sometimes tricky to understand, and the travelers often explain their thoughts and feelings with high level of vocabulary and complex sentence structures. Right, let's talk about TV shows for intermediate. For Korean learners who have been learning Korean for a while but feeling stuck at intermediate level, I recommend dramas which you can enjoy, but also you can improve overall language skills, especially listening and speaking skills. The first one is 식사를 합시다. 식사 is a slang. The actual word is 식사. A sports commentator mistakenly pronounced it as 식사, and it became so popular among young people. The drama is about daily life around food, so you will get to see a lot of mukbang scenes, but romance too. The storylines are simple to follow, and most of the actors speak relatively slowly, but sometimes a variety of adjectives, idioms, and expressions are used in order to describe food. My second recommendation is 눈이 부시게. It's about a young woman who turns into an old woman overnight. The actress who plays the young woman uses natural Korean. On the other hand, the actress who plays the old woman speaks slowly and clearly with a very gentle voice. And sometimes there are monologues of some characters, so you will get to hear new and interesting ways of Korean. The next one is 연애의 발견. It's a romantic comedy. It shows pretty realistic and ordinary people's relationships. The story is about a young woman with her ex-boyfriend who she dated with when she was in her early 20s, and now she's 30-something and has a new boyfriend. All the characters use really natural Korean with a lot of slang words, slang phrases, sarcastic expressions. Another TV series that I recommend is 도깨비. It's a sort of fantasy drama with funny and romantic stories. It's about a goblin who is almost 1,000 years old and he's tired of living so long. So he's searching for a human bride who can end his life. There is another important character who is a deaf angel. The goblin and the deaf angel sometimes speak Old Korean. And the human bride is a teenager who speaks Korean just like normal teenagers. So you will get to hear slightly different Korean depending on the characters. Right, let's move on to upper intermediate. Upper intermediate Korean learners can understand and speak pretty good Korean. So it's time to get exposure to various forms of Korean. First one is 이상한 변호사 우영우. It's about a young woman who becomes the first lawyer with autism. She speaks relatively slowly and very formal Korean. And the way she speaks is a bit different to other people, like her tones of voice, intonation, and the vocabulary she uses. And there are a lot of legal jargons and formal vocabulary and expressions which might be challenging for you. I've got another drama, and this is very informal, funny, and lighthearted. It's 응답하라 series. 응답하라 1988, 응답하라 1994, 응답하라 1997. Also known as 응팔, 응사, 응칠. 응답하라 1997 came out first. It's set in 1997 and about a teenage girl and her friends who are crazy about boy bands. They all live in Busan, so you will get to hear Busan accents. The second one is 응답하라 1994, which is about 6 university students who are from different areas of Korea. So each character speaks different accents. And 응답하라 1988 came out last. It's about 5 friends and their families living in the same neighborhood in Seoul. Most of characters speak quite clear Korean, but there is a lot of Korean humor. Personally, I really enjoyed 응답하라 1988, 1994. The next one is 미생. 미생 is the term came from 바둑, means incomplete life. It's about a young man who just got into one of the top companies in Korea. But because he doesn't have any other particular talent, he encounters all sorts of problems in the workplace. It's not only about him, also about his colleagues. You'll be able to see a lot of really formal interactions and differences between formal and informal vocabulary and expressions. Another one that I recommend is 종이의 집 공동경제구역, which is a Korean remake of Spanish TV series Money Heist. It's about a criminal mastermind recruits 8 people with certain abilities in order to rob the mint of a unified Korea. Although many people say the original is much better, but it's a great program to learn Korean because you will get to hear North Korean, slangs, and swearing. If you want to try something new, then I have other recommendations. The first one is You Quiz on the Block. It's a talk show which is hosted by Yoo Jae-seok and Jo Se-ho. They interview a variety of people, from ordinary people on the street to celebrities. So you will get to exposure to different ways of spoken Korean, all sorts of cultural elements, the latest issues in Korea, and lots of humor. The second one is 3 different TV counseling reality shows run by the same psychiatrist, 오은영. 오은영 리포트 결혼지옥 is about married couples who are considering a divorce. 요즘 육아 금쪽 같은 내 새끼 is about misbehaving children. And 금쪽 상담소 is more like a talk show. Famous individuals come to the show and talk about their problems. You can hear a variety of Korean from really casual Korean to formal vocabulary and expressions and clinical jargons as well. And finally, advanced level. For advanced Korean learners, anything interesting can be a great opportunity for improving Korean even further higher. So the first one that I recommend is MBC 100분 토론. It's a topical debate program. Panels are usually high-profile journalists, politicians, authors, and broadcasters. They speak with high level of vocabulary, phrases, and sentence structures. So it's a great program for anyone who wants to learn how to express their opinions and thoughts in a very organized and logical way. The next one is 그것이 알고 싶다. It's a true crime documentary. Each episode takes you into unusual events and crimes, which include a lot of interviews of experts who use legal and medical terms, as well as interviews of people who use really natural Korean and sometimes speak not really clearly. And also you will get to see historical, social, political, all sorts of issues in Korea. The program has its own YouTube channel, so check it out if you're interested. If you still want dramas, I have 2 recommendations. The first one is 빅마우스. It's a crime action thriller. It's about an underperforming lawyer who gets into trouble and ends up in a prison and tries to find what actually happens to him. The storyline is pretty complicated and there are all different sorts of characters and situations. So you will get to see so many forms of Korean, very casual and very formal vocabulary, idioms, collocations, slangs, swearing. The last drama that I recommend is also complicated. It's 비밀의 숲. It's about a prosecutor who is quite cold and can't feel empathy because of a brain surgery when he was younger, and a police detective who is very opposite to him, empathetic and affable. These 2 people investigate a case, and the more they look into the case, the more complicated the case gets. There are a lot of really formal vocabulary and expressions with legal terms. There is a second season which has really high level of vocabulary. So be careful if you don't understand some lines, you might struggle to follow the story. But I definitely recommend both seasons for advanced Korean learners. That's it from me today. If you have any other recommendations that you want to share, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.